You so much for being on here. Really appreciate it. We got to meet in person at ISSN, which was awesome, and got to see you speak there and got to ask you all my crazy questions afterwards in the hallway, which was nice.
I love a good crazy question.
Yeah, and it's funny, you're a good friend of our friend Gianna, and we so happen to be hanging at her place just outside of New York. So we went there for a podcast with Don Saladino, which was great. And Gianna's like, "Oh, you guys, if you want to stay with us, you can." We're like, "Oh yes, that'd be so fun." And the night before we were supposed to leave, I don't remember how we got talking about it, and we were talking about some of the Timeline products and things like that. And she's like, "Oh, do you know my friend Emily there?" I said, "No, I've heard her name, but I don't know her." She's like, "Well, I think she's giving a talk at ISSN." I was like, "Oh, no way!" So she was kind
Small
enough
world.
to introduce us, and that was great.
Yeah, it worked out perfect timing. And the funny thing is, I've actually never met Gianna in person.
Oh,
We became connected by another mutual friend a couple of years back, and now we collaborate together. You know, I send her referrals all the time, and I feel like I've known her for years, even though we've never physically met.
yeah, it's kind of weird how that goes. Like I had that happen years ago. A guy I was working with in the supplement industry. I had talked to him, I think, off and on for 9 years. And at one point he's like, "Hey, because I would test just N of one different supplements for him and stuff. And
Mhm.
he's like, "Hey, I got this new supplement. I'm gonna send you. Do you mind testing it?" I was like, "Okay, sure." So he sends it, and it's in a clear container. He went to Home Depot and bought a Good Grips thing for like measuring glue and sticks it in there. No return address, no COA, no labeling, no nothing. And I asked him, I'm like, "Can you give me some idea what's going
Yeah,
on?" He's
feels.
like, "Well, I can tell you it's grass safe, it's non-hormonal, but whatever you do, don't waste it because it probably tastes bad and it's ungodly expensive." And I'm like, "Okay." So I had it sitting on my counter for a while. I remember standing over my kitchen sink and I opened it and I'm like, "Oh, it's not really any smell to it or anything." So I put some in a tablespoon and took it and I was like, "Oh, absolutely the most astringent thing I've ever
Oh,
had." Like I've never had jet fuel, but that was the first thought that went through my mind, rapidly followed by, did I just poison myself? Like
sure.
I've never met this guy before. Is this some 9 year catfish thing to get, crazy nerd to poison himself? And yeah, and
Yeah.
later I found out it was a ketone ester that actually Patrick Arnold had synthesized.
Which
Uh,
that makes sense for its its smell and its,
yep.
but I mean my brain that has watched many a Criminal Minds episodes is reeling at the story you just told me.
Yeah. And then later I did meet him eventually in person. So I told him this whole story and he's like, "Oh, I'm so glad you didn't throw it up." Because I think he said at that point, like 1 tablespoon cost him like thousands of dollars. Because he literally just synthesized it by hand just to
My
see,
God.
if it could be made. Because they weren't concerned about, scaling or anything like that. It was just
Sure.
literally, can we make this by hand? And will any crazy human try it?
Not to drop another show, but this is some Breaking Bad stuff. Like this is
Yeah. I
you
don't recommend anybody do this. This is a horrible idea in hindsight. Like,
I
I
was gonna
don't
say your
recommend
faith
that.
that day was higher than mine would have been.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah. So tell us a little bit about well, two questions, how you got to work with Timeline. And I guess a bigger question before we start there is this whole category now of like, I think it's correct, postbiotics. Is that the
Mhm.
correct term?
It
Like
is.
that might be new for people. We've heard of, prebiotics and all that kind of stuff. But what is a postbiotic just kind of as a general class? And we can get a little bit more detailed about your work there.
Yeah, so I think that the easiest way that I think of a postbiotic is chronologically with the other biotics, right? So you've got prebiotics, which are things that help the gut bacteria. You've got probiotics, which are literally strains of the gut bacteria themselves. And then you've got postbiotics, which are a class of molecules that essentially, if you eat the foods that are its precursor, it requires the gut to transform it into that nutrient itself. So the nutrient we connected over, Urolithin A, is a
Hmm.
postbiotic because you can get it from its whole food sources like pomegranates and mixed berries. But it itself, urolithin A, does not exist in the natural world. It has to be converted from the gut. So that's why it's a postbiotic.
Are there other compounds other than urolithin A that are in this postbiotic category?
I mean, yes.
I just don't know of any that are products, I guess maybe is how I'm thinking of it.
No, and I wouldn't be surprised that there's just going to be like more and more that come
Yeah.
out over the next few years. But like technically, anything that the gut converts into something else could be considered a postbiotic. It's not, it's a great term that describes a point in the process of digestion, but it is does not warrant its own like magical category, I guess I'd say.
Yeah. And how did you come to work for Timeline? Obviously, you have another, I guess you could say, dual role there, being a nutritionist for some basketball team there in Philadelphia.
Yeah, yeah. It was actually kind of through my job in Philadelphia, being a sports dietitian, constantly being requested to look into different products. And I had a coworker who came across Timeline back in 2021. And it was not long after Timeline had launched Mitopure, their flagship product. And she was like, I think this would be great for our guys. What do you think? And so I dug into it and I actually just ended up reaching out to the company and said, do you do wholesale? And then next thing I know, I'm on a Zoom call with the chief medical officer, Anurag Singh, and the chief marketing officer, Federico Luna. And which for me in my field was kind of like normal. I didn't think anything of it. But then by the end of the call, they were offering me a consultant position, and
Nice.
it was wonderful because I was always the type, I still am the type of dietitian that like I believe in food first, but not food only. And I would say that I was much more of a food only kind of dietitian back then. I never envisioned myself consulting with a supplement company, but Timeline really opened my eyes not only to just the benefits of kind of having a more in-depth knowledge of that world, but also broadening my horizons to more of the let's call it like less Western medicine spaces. That I think that I recognize my training both as a dietitian and an exercise physiologist kind of kept me sequestered in. And so now having worked with Timeline for, oh my gosh, has it been 5 years? Going on 5 years.
Nice.
Um, yeah, it really has just like broadened my horizons and made me that much better of a practitioner.
How do you, especially as a PhD RD, how do you explain to other RDs who, what I've seen over the years is a lot of the newer RDs now are much more up to date. There's a bunch that do just only sports nutrition, work with teams, work with
Yeah.
athletes, but I sound like some old person. But if I go back like 10 or 15 years, I feel like everything was kind of outdated and it was like, ooh, protein's bad, it's gonna kill you. And
Yeah.
how do you try to, I guess, explain to older RDs maybe that you can still do a food forward approach, but you don't necessarily have to throw all supplements in the trash bin, even though there's some that are,
Yeah.
probably not worth the money. There's a whole bunch of sketchy ones, but we've got tons of data now on great things like protein powders, fish oil, creatine, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you completely. Even in the short span that's been my career as a dietitian going on only 10 years, I've seen the shift. I think a primary factor in that has been the vast expansion of social media. I think that there are a lot more opportunities for folks like us to have these kind of conversations and get that stuff out there. Because like I said, our training really begins in this super like tunnel visioned look on what nutrition and sport nutrition for that matter is. But with the expansion of social media and just so much more access to information, I think that students nowadays can learn so much more without really even trying that hard, which combats directly with the what I believe is like the propensity for a little bit more laziness nowadays because
Yeah.
information is so readily available. So it really is a dichotomy, but I think that the open-mindedness of dietitians nowadays, like younger dietitians, is much more expansive than it was in my even my generation. And having conversations with older dietitians now, it's still a lot of them have the same kind of notions of just like if it doesn't have 50 years of research or is backed by the FDA or USDA or something like that, like I'm not gonna get behind it or even working with some of like the dietitian entities in my work with Timeline and trying to connect the two, they're like, doesn't have enough research behind it, for us to like feel comfortable being associated with it. And to me, like I get where that's coming from 100%. But to me, the difference is that Timeline has over 15 years of well-published clinical studies, and we're talking like high impact journal clinical studies. And I can open my eyes to a bit more of, I think some people have the black and white, like if it's industry funded, I'm not even paying attention to it. And I just think that that's naive. I think it's choosing an easier path to just like kind of make your own life easier. And if that works, that's fine. I mean, there's a million ways to live life. Like if you want to be a dietitian that way and you get your clients and you live your life, by all means. But for me, I'm far too often faced with questions about what is new and emerging in our field for me to be able to just sit back and say, nope, it's easy, divided this way or whatever. Like, no, I live in a gray area of everything.
Yeah, and I think anyone who does any applied work, like everything is gray.
Correct.
I mean, I was talking on a podcast the other day. I had someone not really berating me, but giving me a bad time about, SLU PP332 peptide that they wanted to take, but they were afraid of creatine. And
Mhm.
I'm like, what world do we live in now? Like four rat studies versus, 530 plus peer-reviewed studies on creatine monohydrate alone, but it's just,
Yeah.
it's not sexy. I get it. Like it's not the end thing, even though creatine is kind of popular again now,
Yeah.
versus, oh, well, that's all industry sponsored research, which some of it is because who's realistically going to pay for the research? Like anyone who's
Exactly.
done performance research at a university, there are places that do it. Sometimes you get lucky, but most of the time it's sort of yeah, we got a bike, we got a bunch of exercise carts and, metabolic things. We could probably do this study, and they just do it because they want to do it. There isn't really like big science of performance that it's like funding all these things.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the other issue is that things in nutrition and even exercise physiology change daily.
Oh
Like
yeah.
there's always something new, there's always things changing and like that's why people get so gruff about when the FDA and USDA put out the dietary guidelines for Americans and it changes but doesn't change. They're like,
Yeah.
"Well, I don't know what to believe." And it's like it always comes back to there are foundational principles that we know to be true. And then everything on top of that is in flux because the world is in flux and things are changing. So yeah, it's hard to get people to recognize like what I tell you today might be true today, but come back to me in a week and we might have to have a different conversation.
Yeah. And on the flip side, like you said, I had this discussion with one of my coaches, Adam Glass, and he was asking me, which is a good question. He's like, okay, so of all the research and stuff you read, like, what are some things that you read that legitimately changed how you practice? And there are some things, but they're really pretty minor in the grand scheme of things. Like we haven't really found something that eclipses exercise. We haven't really found something that helps with good solid nutrition and eating like an adult. And those basics have been going on for hundreds of thousands of years. So we would not expect those to change, but I get nervous because it feels like everything is trying to be reduced to a 20-second dancing monkey on TikTok, and everybody's attention span is that of a gnat, and nobody wants to listen.
100%.
And
Yes.
athletes are no exception to this either, because they're humans just like everybody else.
Athletes are a very big part of that problem. I mean, problem is a strong word, but yeah, they are human. They have attention spans just as short, if not shorter, because on top of having access to the same amount of just information that we do, they're also being targeted by
Yep.
people in their life who are constantly telling them something, what they should do. Oh, I heard about this new thing. And if it's not people in their life, it's the people around them that are then telling those people that it's like they've got these 3 degrees of separation or more of people that are like trying to influence them in some way. I've had to have conversations with athletes, like they'll come to me with something they see on TikTok or Instagram and they're like, "Oh, what do you think about this?" And I'm like, they are not talking to you. You
Yeah.
you are not the consumer of this post because you are in the like 1% of athleticism. And then on top of that, you have to follow certain rules and regulations that the average person does not.
Yep.
And it's a really hard message for athletes to hear because like they see, let's take peptides as an example, like they hear the great things and they see, they know somebody who's done it and raves about it because that's all there is right now is anecdotal, like,
Right.
anecdata, as people say, like there's no actual clinical information about it. And on top of that, it is banned by the World Anti-Doping Agency, but athletes don't want to hear that. They just want
No.
to like listen to their friend of a friend who like had really great success and it made them so much better. And I'm like, that doesn't mean it's gonna make you better. You're already in the 1%. You want to be in the 0.5%? Like that's what are you striving for that? Like what are we doing here? And that's I would say to your friend's question of like, what have you read over your career that's actually changed the way that you practice? For me, it's not even the nutrition or the exercise stuff, it's the soft skill type things. It's becoming a better communicator that I can get these messages actually like through the heads of these athletes because if you just stick to what is hard fact, you're going to lose them because people
Hmm.
don't want to my PhD advisor used to say to me, "Don't confuse me with the facts. My mind's made up." I'm like,
Yes.
it's that mentality.
Yeah, I had that interaction on the old Instagram the other day. I was talking about, I don't think zone two is all that great. And guys like, oh, you say all these things, but you need to back it up with data. And I'm like, okay, that's fair. So I put up like 5 studies of whatever. And his reply then was basically, well, if you want to be healthy and have good aesthetics, just do zone two and lift. And I'm like, okay, so this didn't change your opinion at all, but you were
Exactly.
mad that I didn't have data. The data I put contradicted your opinion, and now you just double down on your opinion again.
Correct. Correct. Don't confuse me with the facts. My mind's made up. Like, okay,
Yeah.
that's how you want to live your life. And that's the other piece that you have to me, one of the true tests of like a good practitioner is the ability to just move on.
Yes.
Like let go and just be like, all right, you're gonna believe what you want to believe, and that's fine. Live your life.
Yeah. That's been the hardest lesson for me to learn over the years because when you start, you're just so naive. And I thought, oh, I've done a fair amount of exercise phys. This is all exercise phys, nutrition, metabolism. Like, I understand that. I'll be good. And then you realize, oh my God, like most days, like 80, 90% of it's psychology and mindset when you're actually working with like live humans who give a crap. Like by all means, you have to know the physiology. You have to give them stuff that works, or you're going to be unemployed very fast. But a lot of it is just getting them to do the better things that you want them to do. And I don't want to say making deals with them, but trying to make it sexy or making concessions of, okay, you're going to do this, but then are you also going to let me do this? And just figuring out, because at the end of the day, if they're better, they're better, right? There
Yep.
is no optimal. You're not going to fix everything overnight. It doesn't matter if it's general population, elite level athlete, whatever. They all have their own things. And athletes, I think, are sometimes even harder because they don't have the check of money. Like a lot of the average person is usually limited by their budget of what they can spend money on. Like
Hmm.
I've seen people spend crazy amounts of money on what I think was this dumbest thing ever. And you get on a call and they're like, hey, I just bought this whatever thing for like 200 grand. What do you think? And you kind of have to, and you can tell they're so excited about it, and you just don't want to piss on their leg and tell them it's
Yeah.
raining.
Yeah. I hope it works.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, oh, well, let me know how that goes, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Because I've had an athlete text me before, like, it was a couple of years ago, but I think he texted me like a BPC 157 something. And he was like, what do you think of this? And I was like, let me do some searching. And then I was like, nope, definitely banned. Don't do
Yeah.
this. He's like, oh, I just wasted $50. And I was like, that's me dropping $1 on the street. Like,
Right, right.
you're going to be fine.
Yeah, and it's also I was talking to my buddy who Dr. Benhouse, who I love.
Oh, mhm.
my buddy Dr. Tommy Wood a while ago, and I mentioned this before on the podcast too, but the more high level people you work with, the more you realize how freaky the true freaks actually are and
Mm,
what they can do and perform on what I would consider is like eating like a fourth grader constantly, absolutely still to this day boggles my mind.
one word, genetics.
Yeah,
We'll
it's
never,
crazy to see.
it's insane. And I hope in my lifetime we never truly understand it because the minute that understanding occurs
Yeah,
is I think we're all headed downhill very quickly as a species. But yeah, that's what I like constantly not only remind players, but remind like students or younger dietitians. And they're like, I've seen people get, all up in arms about players eating Chick-fil-A or something.
yeah.
And I'm like, or there's some that I've seen
Seed
across the
oils. Oh
league.
my God, take those seed oils away, right? There's how many teams have done that now? And I'm like, this is your priority for your season, your horrible season. Seed oils are your number one thing. Like,
Exactly.
oh my God.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, can we have a practical conversation real
Yeah.
quick? Like this makes no sense. But like you said, there are enough resources to conduct our business in such a way that it is providing top products. You can easily remove seed oils and cook with
Yes.
only olive oil, avocado oil. Like we can afford to do that. But I, again, remind everybody, we're not the normal group. We're not, we are the 1% of athletics of what we can provide to our players. So it's like it's facing it with the reality of at the same time that we can remove seed oils, they're still going to go get Five Guys for dinner that night.
Yeah.
And that's just the way that it is. So
Yeah. That's why I'm laughing because you see these things go on. And again, well-intentioned, like they have the resources to do it, well
yeah.
thought out from an execution standpoint. And then you see your athlete or whatever eating wherever they stopped at a drive-through on the way home. You're like, okay, what are what are we doing here?
Yep. Yeah, my boss said it great once, like sometimes the best thing to do is nothing. Yep. And that's just how like I said, as a practitioner, you have to be able to determine what is worth the fight and what is not.
Yeah. And unfortunately, like even with some of women's sports, it's gotten way better, but I've just noticed just chronic undereating,
Yeah.
and then you've got, sometimes very well-intentioned people in their camp or friends or relatives who are just berating these poor women about food quality. And I'm like, you're probably not even hitting 30% of what you need to hit. Like, for God's sake, like if you want a hamburger, please have a hamburger, have a sandwich, like just start with some calories, please.
Exactly. People's priorities are way out of whack. Speaking of Ben House, I just saw a clip of a podcast he did recently, like it was on my Instagram yesterday, and he said something to this effect of like, yeah, you've got these people coming with questions about, you know, the people who are not exercising daily and eating healthy diets are the first ones to say, but dear God, I need my turmeric. Like if
Yeah.
I where's my curcumin pills? Like it's I to me priorities are you have to start with the foundation and then that's healthy eating in general or doing the best that you can.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that, I think people would be surprised at how much of even RD's work or sometimes PhDs, how much of the work is just logistics. And I think this was kind of highlighted with the World Cup recently of, was it a team from Norway that was trying to import all their
Marina
food,
outstanding.
and
Yep.
people were just like, "Oh my God, how are they doing this?" or whatever. But I mean, I remember a friend of mine was a nutritionist at the Sochi Olympics, and that was just a complete clusterfuck of just,
Yeah,
and the teams that did the logistics well, which was excruciatingly hard because of the location and everything else, you could see that, again, anecdotal, but did a lot better, right? Again, going back to the basics, like if you're just not getting enough calories, period, or you get food poisoning, or whatever, you have something you're not used to, or cross contamination, you go down the list. Like I understand why teams that have the ability would try to control as many variables as you can. That makes perfect sense to me.
absolutely 1,000,000%. I agree.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you for entertaining all my questions there.
No, I
The
love it.
reason I do that is because you get a lot of questions from newer RDs who I think are expecting that, oh, we're gonna, optimize their magnesium by 25 milligrams more per night, and that's gonna be the difference. And then it's this rude awakening of, oh my God, like the first nutrition logs I ever got from a high level athlete. I thought the coach was pranking me. I literally thought it was a joke, and there's a video camera somewhere, and I'm like, these are track athletes. I'm like, I know how fast they ran because everything is documented and you can look it up. And you're doing that on this. There's just no way. And then
And
you
well,
realize it's, back to the basics. It's a lot of logistics. It's the human nature side. It's the psychology, the mindset, and putting it all together.
yeah, one of the things that students ask me all the time, like, oh my God, it must be so great working with athletes that are just like so motivated to like do all the right things nutritionally. And I'm like, couldn't tell you because I don't know what
Yeah,
that's
who are
like.
those people?
Like that's not who I work with. Don't get me wrong, there are the handful that
Oh
are
yeah, they exist for sure.
on top of it. They like I've been locked in with players for sure. And then there's guys where they're gonna want chicken tenders at halftime.
Yep.
And there is not a thing I can do about it. And then they'll still go out and score 30. And it's like, all right,
Yeah.
well, at the end
Yeah,
of
and it
the day, what's the big deal? Like,
yeah, and at some point it's like we still have to look at what the end results are and like figure out kind of like pick your battles, right? I had one athlete literally tell me he's not doing any of the nutrition stuff I recommended because he's still performing in the 0.5% of the elite. And it was pretty damn hard to argue with him about that. I'm like, you got me there. I don't know what you want me to tell you, man.
yeah, like it's been great. You've got my number. Call me if
Yep.
you ever need me. Call me if something
Yeah.
changes. Like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And then you do have the other athletes who are very much like dot their I's, cross their T's, very much like, okay, you tell me to do this, like you tell me to run through a brick wall, like I'm gonna run through the brick wall. Like those athletes
Yeah.
100% do exist. I just think the general population thinks that's all elite athletes, and it's definitely
Mhm.
not.
No, and I think that even within this world of working with these athletes, the two different types of athletes, there are times where the athlete who thinks they're doing all the right things is still not performing as well as the one who's eating
For
the
sure.
BS, right? And that's where you have to have the hard conversation of like genetics and whatnot. But my argument, because some people hear that and they're like, well, then why does your position exist? Why do you even have a job? And it's a fair question, but at the end of the day, to me, it comes down to longevity of the
Yes,
two because the person who's not eating well is going to fizzle out faster and probably harder than this person who could have a steady career for a long time doing all the right things. And then on top of that, you go past the career point. Like I tell my guys all the time, like, don't get me wrong, I'm here to keep you healthy day in and day out, but what would really be the goal for me as a practitioner is to see you be
just for a
healthy the
sec
rest of
there.
your life.
Oh,
Oh,
say that again. You just froze for a sec. You said you're there to keep them healthy.
yeah, so I remind them I'm there to keep them healthy on a day to day, but that my real goal is to make them healthy the rest of their lives. I want to help them impart with knowledge and life skills and things that are just going to make them healthy long term and not just in the short time period that they're on my team.
Yeah, and usually I find it's a overgeneralization, but athletes that tend to be a little bit older, kind of know that they're getting closer to the end of their career, tend to pay a lot more attention because now they realize, like, oh man, like if I love playing the sport and if I could play this for 2 or 3 more years potentially, not only is that a good income, a lot of the people who want the longevity really do enjoy doing it. And then they realize, oh, I better get my shit together.
Well, it's because it's those guys who start to realize that doing the things the way that they had always done them doesn't get them as far anymore.
Yes.
And I that's why when I have veterans on the team that I work closely with, I'm like, "Hey, can you go tell rookie over
Yeah.
there like remind him to do these things?" And I've had some great veterans in the past who have like helped me out because it's all learning. Like What I do on a day-to-day basis is not going to change their free throw percentage. It's not going to change exactly how fast they are on the court. It's really not. That's genetics and that's training, that's skills. But what I do on a day-to-day basis is going to help keep them available to play
Yep.
in both the short term and the long term. And that's all I really care about.
Yeah, and especially matters with, especially in the NBA, playoffs tend to be pretty long. Is that playoffs are always by definition at the end of the season. Pick any sport, a lot of people are beat up, even non-contact sports per se. And then they start to realize, oh, okay, like if this playoff series goes to 7 games, like I want to perform in game 7, because that's when it really matters the most. So,
Yeah, exactly. Nutrition requires the same amount of like training throughout an entire season that every other aspect of training they have does. And I believe strongly that the team that wins the championship at the end is the one that has the best longevity on top of, team chemistry and skill. But like if you can stay healthy and you can stay on the court, you're probably going to do pretty well.
yeah, yeah. So shifting a little bit back to Timeline, tell us about the main product you guys have there. And I've used it in the past, like we said, and it was one of the few things, and I don't get paid anything for this, that actually I did see a difference in recovery in HRV. It wasn't like my HRV score, doubled or anything crazy, but
Yeah.
it was noticeable. I had a couple clients try it. They noticed the same thing. And in all honesty, like a lot of the stuff I try, just doesn't really do anything acutely, to be honest. Maybe
Yeah.
it does
Yeah.
long term, maybe you just can't tell. But it was one of the things where it's like, oh wow, that actually is a noticeable difference.
Yeah, so I think Timeline's flagship product is called Mitopure, and I think it ties in exactly to this like longevity and kind of looking to the future type product. Because if you talk about acute awareness of how something, affects you, caffeine's really the only thing out there,
Yeah.
that people are going to feel immediately, right? So like
Yeah.
I think of supplements, like you said, in a little chronological kind of way. So when it comes to Mitopure, which is the same for your listeners, it's the same Urolithin A compound that we were discussing earlier. That's a postbiotic. And its mechanism of action is in the mitochondria. So we all know mitochondria to be the powerhouse of the cell. And on top of being that powerhouse, meaning like where all of our energy is created, the mitochondria are involved in just thousands of processes that have snowball effects on things like inflammation, disease progression, and really they are at the core of so many cellular processes. Um, Now, what happens as we age and as we incur stress, our mitochondria become less efficient and therefore less effective at whatever job they are meant to do. So that could be energy production in the muscles. That could be just kind of like keeping nerves and everything healthy in our nervous system, because all of our cells except red blood cells contain mitochondria. So, like, if that alone doesn't tell you it's important to keep them healthy, I don't know what does. But what urolithin A does is it helps to trigger the mitochondrial recycling process, which is something that we do naturally as humans. Right now, we are in this recycling, process within our bodies. It's called mitophagy. So if anyone's heard of autophagy, is cellular recycling. Mitophagy is mitochondrial recycling, and doing good things like eating a good diet and exercising and resting, those things also promote this mitophagy process. But urolithin A has been the first compound that's been identified to target mitophagy specifically and kind of ramp it up. So when you can recycle more mitochondria, you can create space for mitochondrial biogenesis, which is the production of new mitochondria. And when the mitochondria are new, they are higher functioning and they just are more efficient and therefore more effective. So that's kind of the shortest way to describe what urolithin A does, even though it is quite a story.
Yeah, and to me, it's brilliant that they sort of recycle a lot of the parts per se of the mitochondria. It's not
Yep.
like you throw out oh, this guy mitochondria is used, so we just throw them in the trash heap and try to recreate a brand new one. I think of it like the first car I ever had was a 84 Oldsmobile. And I think bought it for my parents with, God, what I have, 200,000 miles or 185,000 miles on it or something. But instead of being a broke college student, I would go to the we pull your own parts and grab an alternator and put it in there. Or like I
Yep.
would get old parts from other cars and put it in there. It's kind of like your body doing the same thing of, hey, this part of the mitochondria is still good, so let's just keep that part. Oh, this one's gone to shit, so let's take that out and swap this other part in. And
Exactly. Yeah, I think it's a great example of how brilliant the human body is because that is its own evolutionary mechanism, right? Because the mitochondria are so important and we need them across all of our cell types that we evolved to having our own renewal process for the mitochondria that doesn't require a full killing and recreation because that's a very energetically expensive process to
hmm
do. So to be able to just like break down the mitochondria and reconfigure it with parts of other broken down mitochondria, and you can create new ones in that way. I think it's incredibly sophisticated of a physiologic process.
And what are some things in, other than supplements that can help this mitochondrial process? Because I think, like we talked about, supplements can be helpful, maybe peptides, who knows? But this is something that, just like we talked about with food and exercise, are also doing, which I think sometimes people forget.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, and also fasting, so the opposite of food
Yes.
intake, right? So
Yep.
those are the three primary things. An appropriate diet, right? So that's going to mean a high polyphenol intake, polyphenols and L-glutanins. And then there's fasting protocols that intermittent fasting in general has a lot of good research around it as far as triggering off autophagy and mitophagy. There isn't like a specific amount of time that it takes. There's a ton of discourse about that. You can find an article to support anything
Oh,
nowadays.
yeah.
But for me, I kind of just tell people that the human body is not meant to be constantly fed. It's okay to feel hunger every once in a while. It's okay to do these things. Um, so I think that that's a good reminder of like the way that it helps certain processes take place. And then, like you said, exercise. Exercise also induces these types of processes because you're stressing the body, and that's a good thing to a point. But for the most part, majority of people are not overstressing their body from exercise. So,
Yeah, I think I could be wrong in this, that the longest time I found autophagy was actually measured from an acute intervention was they had I think it was the sleep low protocol where they brought people into the
mm,
lab. They did these horrendously horrible glycolytic sprints, Wingate type stuff on bikes and prolonged exercise. They gave them a little bit of protein, tell them to go to bed, and they get them up the next day, and they literally almost repeated the same heavy glycolytic work again, but they've stripped out a lot of the glycogen from the muscle. And I think it
yeah.
was like 36 or 48 hours they saw some of the markers still elevated, which
Okay.
again, I would not recommend people go out and do this protocol because it's incredibly brutal. Like the next session feels just absolutely horrifically bad. HRV will tank. But from a
Yeah.
mechanistic standpoint, it's kind of interesting because you're talking about stressors, that doing those types of things, in addition to exercise, when you're doing it on depleted nutrients, is a greater stressor, and we do see a little bit more, at least from a mechanistic response on that on a cellular level.
Yeah, absolutely. And you make a great point about protocols and let's call it RPE, rate of perceived exertion, right? Like when people ask me these things, I mean, like last year when a 3-day fast was like all the rage.
Yes.
I cannot tell you how many coworkers I had who decided to 3-day fast.
Oh,
And they're like, Emily, I'm gonna do it. Like it's gonna be so good for me. And I'm like, is it? Is it? I'm like, okay.
eh.
Cool, like live your life. But to me, it's always going to come back to what's the point? What's the purpose? What is your reason behind doing it? Now, for these coworkers that I had that felt like they wanted to do the 3-day fast, they felt like they needed to hit a reset button. They're like, I've been feeling sluggish. I feel like I can't do I'm not doing well moderating myself at this time, so I need that on and off switch. And I'm like, great, go for it. I wish you the absolute best of luck and I hope you feel great afterwards. And they typically do. And I say the same to people who sometimes do just a 24-hour fast. They're like, no, I just need a little reset. And I'm like, that's great for you. If that's how you feel like you need to live your life to get better, fine. If you start finding yourself in this cycle of like constantly feeling like you need to do these resets, like let's have a conversation about how you're living your life that's getting you to the point of needing these resets. But otherwise, if people can live a life of moderation and appropriate intake and just trying to pay attention to their health, they don't need to do these types of things.
Yeah, I always think of the detox. Like I always ask, I'm like, all right, yes, I agree that unfortunately we live in not the cleanest environment. Are there pollutions? Yes, you can point to a lot of literature on that. But drinking some magical green juice, usually promoted by a supplement company, I'm like, what are you detoxing from? Like, what is the thing you're trying to get rid of? And these are not medically supervised or anything.
Exactly.
It's a thing that here's the problem. Oh, and here's our thing that solves the problem neatly. And it's always the single factor thing. And as you know, it's just rarely is anything that simple and straightforward in
Yeah.
physiology. It's just messy.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Is there any performance data on Urolithin A? Because that was one of the things when I was looking at, I know we discussed this at ISSN too, is that because my original thinking, and you helped change my thought process on this, was okay, so we have, bigger, better, badder mitochondria. This should then show up in performance. But again, I think I probably convinced myself of a little bit of my own simple story there.
Yeah, so short answer, yes, there are performance studies. Three primary ones have been published at this time, at least in good reputable journals. Only one of which was really related to Timeline, so as far as industry sponsored, but it wasn't even Timeline will provide product. They typically are
Sure.
not involved in protocols and actual execution of the study. What has been seen across those three studies is it's been a bit of variation. All three were completely different protocols in completely different populations. But I will say all three included what we could agree are at least above the weekend warrior type recreation athlete and all the way up to elite. So this is like the studies that currently exist are not, at least the performance studies, those three were all done in people who have trained at different levels. Some interesting information on cardiovascular improvements from a performance standpoint, a little bit of changes in like VO2 max, some interesting stuff in strength, but nothing really that like all of a sudden jumps out and you're like, oh my God, this is, the most amazing thing in the world. Like it's not a
It's the next creatine.
yeah, I mean, even creatine when it just started was
Yeah.
not, you weren't seeing these types of, you weren't seeing huge jumps in any sort of results. So for me, the reasons I think that there wasn't anything outlandish that came out, which was actually a good thing because then you call into question like protocols and it's not a drug. It's not like having these immediate acute effects. To
The old
me,
HMB free acid studies that I'm like, nobody thinks HMB free acid is equivalent to steroids. Come on.
right, right, exactly. So where I think the issues are stronger, where I think the like kind of continued questions lie are one, I think the longest length of any of the three studies was only 8 weeks. So I'd like to see something happen further out than that, and do another set of the same kind of testing protocols that they did. And then two, there's so much research in urolithin A outside of sport performance, but that's related to just like general health. So specifically the immune data that are coming out, I find really fascinating. Looking a little bit more into brain and just kind of like cellular turnover and then translating all of that into RPE, there were some interesting results in the paper that Louise Burke and her group did at the Australian Institute of Sport. Because for me as the practitioner, that matters.
Oh,
How
for sure.
seeing a significant reduction in the perceived exertion during an exercise, and we're talking about this being in elite athletes, I think that that's huge. If we can get the athletes to work harder, train harder, they are going to subsequently be better at their sport. You just might not see it in the acute design of a research study. So I'd love to see more studies including that down the line. And then the last thing I think to keep in mind with these types of studies is, like I mentioned, the athlete population. So you're talking about a group of people who are already probably operating at like not, I mean, some could be a mitochondrial ceiling. They could
Hmm.
already be so efficient at their mitophagy processes that supplementing with urolithin A is only going to increase them from like here to here. Whereas if you start with somebody who's more down here, you could bring them up to here, and that's where you'd see results. And that's why in the non-athlete studies, um, there have been more robust kind of outcome measures that we've seen as far as muscular endurance and performance and those kinds of things. So yeah, it's one of those like I think the real benefits of Mitopure lie in the longer term um, foundational health in the same way that I see creatine falls into that category um, than it does in like, oh, can you improve my bench press in 4 weeks? Like, probably not.
Yeah. Do you think there's any use to these mitochondrial testing things that are popping up everywhere now? I know there's a couple different companies, and I've had one of the other researchers on here for one of the companies I don't have any affiliation with, and I think I might have a discount code, but I didn't make a dime off of any of it anyway. Um, because I so bad I want them to work out, but everyone seems to have their own little twist on it, and it seems a little bit convoluted, and they seem legit, but on the flip side, I can't, other than for possibly genetic screening things, I can't point to someone I know working with high level athletes that are like, oh man, we use XYZ test and it's amazing. It's changed how we do our training and everything. Like, I don't, maybe that exists. I just I don't know of anyone doing that yet. And a lot of people I have access to, it's just not a money limitation or a time where they didn't think of it issue.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. And time, I know Timeline, the researchers at the Research Institute in Switzerland have looked into these types of mitochondrial tests that are coming on the market that are just, a finger prick and what can you
Hmm.
tell from it. And we've looked into it because obviously if there was something that were doing what it says to be doing and doing it in the right way, like that could be a huge research tool for
Yeah.
Timeline. As there has not been any relationship formed, I'll tell you that. So, yeah, I think like you said, there's more and more companies coming onto the market that say that they can do something that no one else does. I'm sure at some point something will be invented that can do what it says it does, and then maybe it'll make its way into the sport world, and somebody will think it's the next best thing. But at the end of the day, is it going to change all of a sudden how training is done, how nutrition is handled? No, I'm not going to bet that. I don't think so. To me, it's always going to come back to foundational.
Yeah. And even just the looking all the way from mitochondrial function, however you want to decide to measure that in research, doing a biopsy and doing an actual metabolic cart test. I think Sandro Milan was the first one who just published that type of study set up a few weeks ago. And I think that's the first time that had ever been published in the same actual study.
Hmm.
Trying to link all the way from mitochondria all the way to you
Actual
as a
performance.
human organism, like what actually changes. So even
Yeah.
something like that seems to be relatively foundational. We're still very new. And then I talk to friends who are more mitochondrial researchers, and I get more confused because they're like, "Oh, the mitochondria and everything is just way over designed. Like you're never really, it's never a rate limiter during exercise." This might be me putting words in their mouth, but yet they also all agree that it's super important though.
Yeah.
So it's like we know it's important, we know it makes a difference, we know that it goes bad in detraining, we know it's better when you train and use supplements and other things like that, but there just seems to be back to that massive gray area in the middle where people are like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and like I think that that's because if you just go back to basic physiology, like these cells have thousands of mitochondria.
Hmm.
And we, like I said, we have this evolutionary process for the health of the mitochondria. So it's like we were already designed to be taking care of our mitochondria. And yes, there are clearly things that we know are a detriment to our mitochondrial health outside of like disease and genetic disorders. And there are things that we know are going to help it. But is that range of what actually makes a difference in a person as far as what will translate to their better performance? Like that could look completely different across every person. And that's why I think more and more research is going to get into this area is because it's a little bit untapped. I think nowadays, like we said, money drives research. So I do see more and more that will come out. And I think I just hope that practitioners still take it back to just basic physiology. Does it fit with the theory of what we know to be physiologically true? And then let's go from there.
Yeah. I mean, like we talked about with high level athletes and them getting towards their end of the career, maybe it's just, maybe it has a benefit, but it's increasing that sort of physiologic headroom at the top.
Yeah.
And, when you're younger, you're probably not running into a capacity issue. But, I started thinking about this. I'll be 52 in a couple of weeks that, oh crap, maybe now as I get older, that's super important because we know that aerobic fitness definitely does go down. I think about when my grandma was 101, we would still try to, take her for walks and she would, get out in her little walker as best she could for the longest time. But you could set her watch by literally the time that she could go was about 20 to 30 seconds. You know, pretty, you could argue about is it aerobic, anaerobic, but all she was really left with was like more on the anaerobic side. And
Mhm.
once that was done, like she was like just physically done. So that always sticks in my head of like, well, maybe just try to keep it as high as we can for as long as we can.
Well, and that's where Timeline has seen some of the more robust answers of
Yes.
these research questions is in the older population because it's folks that are already at a mitochondrial deficit in some way outside of a genetic disorder, of course.
Yep.
Those are the ones who see the benefit from it because it can trigger the process in a way that no other part of their lifestyle typically can. So that's where I think the most benefit for Mitopure comes in right now. On top of, like I said, just that foundational piece of generalized health. Because like I supplement my athletes with it. They're in a high stress environment. They are overtraining in a lot of ways a lot of the time. So that's why I think Mitopure makes sense in that population because I'm trying to keep them healthy, trying to keep their immune systems healthy, which I can confirm. Like I've had guys who just didn't get sick all season, which there's a million factors as to why, but like
Sure.
I think that's a contributor. And then other guys who, might be post-injury or post-surgery or something like that that need, a little bit of extra help. And yeah, I have like it goes back to the beginning of our conversation. I have the resources to be able to spend on this kind of stuff, and I get the buy-in from the players, so it makes sense.
And what is a common dose typically of it?
All of the research is in 500 milligrams or 1,000 milligrams, so up to a gram. I use a gram because my guys are huge,
Yeah,
giant humans.
larger mammals.
Larger mammals. I could probably even go higher than that, just given that the research that exists and especially the immune data was all done in 1 gram dosages in general population. So, but I think a gram is probably plenty.
Is that divided doses or does it matter?
Doesn't matter. No.
Doesn't matter. With food, no food.
Doesn't matter. No, there's no bioavailability issue, which is the argument for why the supplement exists in the first place. Because you can produce urolithin A on your own if you eat a lot of foods really high in L-glutanins. But Timeline actually has a paper that shows it would take 6 glasses of pomegranate juice to produce the same amount as a single dose of urolithin A in a person, and that person would have to be a natural producer on their own and have the right gut microbiome,
Mm,
which nowadays that's not
a lot more
likely.
rare.
Yep. Not super likely that we have the right gut microbiome to actually create this postbiotic. So that's another reason why I lean towards supplementation because one, if I could get my guys to eat enough polyphenols, it would be awesome.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah. But two, then even getting them to do that would require them to have the right gut microbiome, and I don't see the likelihood of that.
Yeah. And we also talked about that urolithin A as a compound can't necessarily be patented, but the process and everything around it to produce it is. And because, so I'm starting to see more urolithin A products pop up on the market, just like anything else, like something, oh, this is good, then someone else tries to produce it, or
Yep.
as a catch-22 also with supplement research. Like I understand why people do proprietary blends, even though I absolutely can't stand it. I'm not a fan of it at all.
Me too.
Their argument is, well, if we disclose all the ingredients, then someone else just rips us off, which unfortunately does happen. I don't think that's a good enough reason to only do proprietary blends. I think that's just, you can hide way too much crap in there and you have no idea what you're getting.
Yep.
But it's this always this thing of like, a company like Timeline does a lot of the research, which is very expensive, time consuming, finds the thing. And as you know, a lot of times making the thing in an efficient way is where a lot of the IP is. Like I worked for some consulting for Tecton ketone esters, and just to produce a BHB blonded to glycerol has taken them millions of dollars and over like 10 years now to
Yep.
try to get it to the point where it's actually even marketable as a compound at a cost that's not astronomical.
Yep. Yeah, and that's one of the biggest barriers that most people tell me to taking Timeline for them is its costs. And
Hmm.
and I hear that, and I know for a fact Timeline's actually like actively working on that. But part of it, yeah, it's the production, and it's an uncompromising like need for quality and for just the utmost safety in what we're doing. And that's another reason why, like I mentioned at the beginning, I'm very glad to have been brought under the Timeline umbrella because it's given me an insight to just the production process or just the logistics that goes into all of this and really seeing how different Timeline is in terms of the research arm of the company that exists and runs not independently of the company itself, but just like as its own arm and the dedication to research of those folks, and then how beautifully that ties into then the business side and how things are marketed and how we are just so strongly rooted in like not making claims that we can't back up. And I think that that's so rare in the supplement space
Definitely.
and just an unwavering dedication to quality as well. And yeah, so at the end of the day, the price is high, and I get that, and it's unfortunate, and I genuinely hope it becomes more affordable someday. But at the end of the day, like it's just not there yet.
Yeah. And it's a bugger too if you're the company spending the money on all the research and everything and doing things, by the book and making sure you've got good QC and all the wonderful things and GMP, blah, blah, blah. And then you see some other competitors sell, oh, but trust us, it's Urolithin A, bro, at like half the price. And then if
Yep.
it doesn't work, then people are like, oh man, well, I tried Urolithin A and it didn't do shit for me. It's like, well, do you actually know that's what was in there?
Exactly. Exactly. And yeah, and I know Timeline keeps track of all these new ones that pop up on Amazon all the time, and they're actively in litigation against these groups. And like it's a constant conversation within the company. And it's a small company too. So it trust me, they are paying attention to everything because one thing that they told me from the start, they were like, we care about our integrity. Because once you lose that, you have
Oh
nothing.
yeah, you're toast.
Exactly. So like, and that was what made me so comfortable working with them and has continued to make me comfortable and proud of the fact that I work with them because I think they're not only is it a really unique product and niche and like you said, the patent exists to kind of protect them a little bit. It's the integrity of the group and the dedication that they all have that I think makes them really special.
Yeah, because once you've had a little bit of a peek behind the curtain, like the analogy I've used is, and let's say I've heard of this happening. You get a certain raw from China, it doesn't meet QC, maybe it's off by a certain percentage. if you don't have a lot, or a small company who is not as concerned about your name, you're like, we'll just roll with it because if we don't, it's going to cost us X amount of money. In one particular case, I won't say any names. The raw suppliers said, well, they litigated back and forth and they finally said, oh, yeah, yeah, we screwed up. It wasn't to your spec. And they could get rid of it. They're like, we don't want it back. And to the company's credit, they didn't use it, but now you're sitting on a lot of money and a lot of raw to get rid of, is anyone really gonna check you at the end of the day? Probably not, but it comes back to, is this the right thing or the wrong thing to do? And I think that gets underappreciated, especially when supplement companies are fly by night, show up, and who knows what they're doing. Because to do everything by the book and to follow the way you're supposed to, it's expensive. Like
Yeah.
all of that is an added amount of cost, and I think that is the right way to do it. And there are companies who definitely do that. But I think a lot of consumers don't realize that is an expense. It's not just the raw material that goes into the product.
And that's why I'm grateful to have conversations like this because it's maybe one more person that can hear this and recognize all that goes into it. And it's not as simple as it seems. And so that's why looking for a reputable product from a reputable brand is worth the money.
Yeah. Yeah, especially when it's something you're going to ingest. So that's why
Yeah.
I always tell people, like, for God's sakes, like, do your homework. Like, and in general, if you go with a bigger name company who has a lot to lose, you're in general probably going to be much safer.
Yeah.
It's just these
Yes.
smaller companies that show up. And again, it doesn't mean that they're bad. It's just, yeah, I have a lot more due diligence on my part, and some of them, like at one company, I made even wait like 9 months to see if they're even still around.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I did whatever I could. I'm probably gonna slice that on it for like 9 to 10 months just to see what did they push, what is their marketing, what are they doing, are they still around, like how are they, how are they just kind of operating? Because that gives you an idea of kind of what their integrity level is.
100%.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, tell us some more as we wrap up here about where people can potentially find you if you want to be found, and tell us all about Timeline and Urolithin A and their products.
As far as Timeline goes, it's timeline.com. I think their website's fantastic. A lot
It's
of
actually really good. I like it.
It's really nice, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
it's really easy to navigate. There's blogs up there for anybody who wants to learn a little bit more about either the product or just kind of like health topics in general. I will point out to your listeners that there also is a skincare line associated with Timeline, because they found that urolithin A can be absorbed through the skin, and your skin have a ton of mitochondria that benefit
Ah,
from it. And interestingly, the world of clinical research in skin is, if we
it's
thought
crazy.
supplements were the wild, wild west. Skin is the wildest west you can think of. And so Timeline has taken that same dedication to quality and quality research into the skincare world. I love their products, live and die by it, been using it since we created it, and I think it's fantastic. I put my mom on it, my sister on it. So would recommend to anybody who loves it's, don't get me wrong, expensive, but
Sure.
if you love a luxury skincare that has good clinical research and all that research is online, you can see the befores and after pictures. 10 out of 10 would recommend. And then as far as me, I have a LinkedIn.
That works.
I have a website. Yeah, my LinkedIn. You can just search my name, Emily Werner. Probably my credentials afterwards: PhD, RD, CSSD, IFNCP, alphabet soup, as
There
my
you go.
siblings call it. But then my Instagram is like it's my personal one. It is public. People are welcome to follow me, but I'm not very good at like posting education pieces. I'm much, it's my personal. I'll post what cool foods I ate, where I'm traveling to and great opportunities like at ISSN. But yeah, I'm not great on like spending the time to make content.
Yeah, I'd
But
say you got enough things going on, so I
a
wouldn't
little
feel
bit,
bad about that at all.
no, a little bit.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. This was super helpful.
No problem. Absolutely happy to be here.
Thank you.
Mhm.